Do you know how to make everything your own? Welcome to CEO Hub, and welcome back to Chapter 2 of the 50th Law. If you didn't see Chapter 1, then check the description for it. Have you ever pondered over the significance of self-reliance in crafting your destiny? Visualize this scenario. Day in, day out, you report to work, toiling tirelessly towards someone else's vision, your inventive spirit restrained. You've handed over the control of your future to someone else, trading your potential for the illusion of security. It's a road that many embark on, their fear of solitude trapping them in their comfort zones. This fear is a prison, a snare of contentment that suppresses your drive, numbs your inventiveness, and deprives you the opportunity to realize your maximum potential. It's a cycle of reliance, a leash that prevents you from soaring to heights you've only aspired to reach. But suppose you could take charge, break from these restraints and chart your unique path. What if you could utilize your time, energy, and ingenuity, not to power another's vision but to kindle your own? But the question remains, is there a way to break free from these bonds? Enter Curtis Jackson, known to the world as 50 Cent, a street hustler turned music mogul. His story is one of determination, resilience, and most importantly, self-reliance. As a young boy navigating the rough streets of Queens, New York, Curtis quickly learned that dependency was a limitation. He understood that in order to survive, he had to trust his instincts, make his own decisions, and take control of his destiny. This was the birth of a hustler's mindset. Curtis began to see the power of owning his time, his energy, and his creative freedom. He discovered that the key to building an empire was not in the hands of others, but in his own. The empowerment that came from this realization was unparalleled. It was a lesson learned on the streets, a lesson that would serve him well in the years to come. But the streets were just the beginning of his journey. As 50 Cent transitioned into the music industry, the game changed, but not the player. This shift was a whole new world, filled with glitz, glamour, and a maze of power dynamics. Yet, the hustle's essence remained the same, a quest for autonomy and control. Curtis was no longer dealing with the street's raw survival. Instead, he was navigating a labyrinth of contracts, royalties, and record executives. The music industry, with its intricate structure, presented an entirely different set of challenges. It was a world where freedom was often traded for financial support, where artists were tempted to surrender their creative spirit, their unique voice, to the whims of powerful executives. But Curtis Jackson, our street-savvy hustler, was not one to back down easily. He saw the strings attached to every lucrative deal, every promise of fame and fortune. He recognized the inherent risk of losing control over his destiny, of becoming a puppet in the hands of those holding the purse strings, and he refused to succumb. Instead, Curtis decided to take control, to make his own rules. He began to shoot his own videos, devise his own marketing strategies, turning the tables on the established norms. It was a bold move, but Curtis was not interested in playing it safe. He was determined to maintain his autonomy, to keep his creative spirit alive and unadulterated. This decision was not just about retaining control, it was about transforming the dependence dynamic. Curtis was using the industry as a platform, a learning field. He was gathering knowledge, understanding the intricacies of the industry, and preparing himself for ultimate independence. He was no longer a pawn in the industry's game, he was becoming a player, a force to be reckoned with. His refusal to trade freedom for financial support was not just defiance, it was a strategic move towards self-reliance. And then, a transformation began. Taking control of his destiny, 50 Cent began to redefine the rules of the game. He recognized that to truly succeed, he had to own his journey not just physically, but mentally and creatively. He knew that he had to trust his instincts, his abilities, and his judgment, and he used these traits to steer his career in the direction he desired. Instead of waiting for others to create opportunities for him, he took matters into his own hands. He shot his own music videos, put together his own marketing schemes, and refused to be a puppet on the strings of industry executives. He was no longer just a player in the game, he was the game. He transformed the dynamic of dependency, taking control of his destiny and using the music industry as a platform to learn, grow, and become independent. This was a pivotal point in his life. 50 Cent was not only a rapper, he became a business person, an entrepreneur. He saw the music industry as a training ground, a place to learn the ropes and master the art of business. He was determined not to be another statistic, another artist lost in the sea of the music industry, swallowed up by the power dynamics and the politics. He was not content with just being a part of the system, he wanted to own the system. He wanted to be the one calling the shots, deciding his fate, and shaping his future. He was not afraid to take risks, to make bold moves, and to challenge the status quo. He was not afraid to be different, to stand out, and to make his voice heard. This is the power of independence. It's about taking control, about owning your journey, about refusing to be limited by the constraints of others. It's about realizing that you have the power to shape your destiny, to make your dreams a reality, and to create a life that reflects who you truly are. But the journey towards self-reliance was far from over. As we move forward, we'll explore how 50 Cent continued to build on this foundation, creating little empires within the music industry, and continuing his journey towards complete self-reliance. With newfound wisdom, Curtis Jackson began to carve out his own empire. A realization had dawned upon him, a profound understanding that to truly own his destiny, he needed to initiate his own projects, create his own opportunities. And so he did, not by breaking away entirely from the existing structures, but by ingeniously crafting his own niche within them. These were his little empires, independent endeavors that he nurtured with passion and determination. Each project was a stepping stone, a learning experience, a testament to his entrepreneurial spirit. He didn't shy away from starting small, understanding that even the grandest castles are built one stone at a time. But Curtis didn't prioritize money. Instead, he valued responsibility. He realized that with responsibility came control, and with control came the freedom to steer his projects in whatever direction he envisioned. He was no longer a cog in a machine, but the architect of his own destiny. His goal was clear, to climb higher up the food chain. He knew that at the top, the view was unobstructed, the control absolute. He wanted to be there, where he could oversee every aspect of his empire and guide it towards his vision. His ambition was not just to succeed, but to succeed on his own terms, and he was relentless in his pursuit. He tackled challenges head-on, learned from his failures, and emerged stronger each time. Every setback was a lesson, every victory a confirmation of his abilities. His journey was a testament to his resilience and his unwavering belief in his own potential. In this process, he discovered something profound. He discovered that true ownership wasn't just about having control over his projects. It was about having control over his time, his energy, his creativity. It was about having the freedom to make his own choices, to take risks, to experiment, to innovate. And in this process, he discovered the true essence of self-reliance. He realized that self-reliance wasn't just about independence, it was about empowerment. It was about the courage to trust his instincts, to follow his passion, to chart his own course. And in doing so, he not only built an empire, but he also crafted his own destiny. Self-reliance is not just a state of being, but a journey of relentless effort and practice. In our quest for independence, it's important to realize that it's not just about reaching a place where you're free from reliance on others. Rather, it's about the journey itself, the process of shaping ourselves into individuals who are capable of standing on their own 2 feet. It's about embracing our individuality, our unique set of skills and talents that set us apart from everyone else. Our journey towards self-reliance is not a smooth path, it's filled with ups and downs, with victories and setbacks. But it's in these trials and tribulations that we truly discover who we are. We learn what we're capable of, what we can endure, and how we can adapt and overcome adversity. And it's not just about the big victories. Sometimes, it's the small wins that count. Initiating small independent projects within existing structures, for example, can help us cultivate our entrepreneurial skills. It's not always about the money. Sometimes it's about taking responsibility, about learning how to manage our resources, and about understanding the intricacies of running a business. In our journey, we must constantly strive to move higher up the food chain, to eliminate dependencies and alliances, and to maximize our personal control. It's not about power for the sake of power, but about the freedom to make our own decisions, to chart our own path, and to shape our own destiny. We must learn to cultivate effort and practice. There's no easy path to self-reliance. It's a process that requires hard work, persistence, and a willingness to learn and adapt. It's about rejecting the culture of ease, and recognizing that true power comes from persistent effort and practice. And as we travel this path, we must remember to stay true to ourselves. Our enterprises should be a reflection of our individuality, not an imitation of someone else's success. It's about embracing our uniqueness, about making everything our own. In the end, it's all about making everything your own. If you've watched the video till here, it means you really want to do something significant in life. You've been with us on this journey of self-reliance, through hustle and the maze, witnessing firsthand the power of building empires. Now, we at the CEO Hub aim to assist you in shaping your mindset and guiding you on your path to independence. By subscribing, you can become part of the 1% who are daring, ready to step out of their comfort zones and face life's challenges head-on. We have a surprise coming soon, exclusively for some of our dedicated subscribers. If you enjoyed the journey and the content of this video, do hit the like button. Your feedback fuels our desire to continue creating content that value to your life. We're always open to suggestions and improvement ideas. If there's a specific topic you'd like us to cover, or if you have any ideas for improvement, please leave a comment below. Thank you for accompanying us on this journey. Remember, it's all about making everything your own.